All right, it's time, folks. It is time to get the official ruling on these commercials from the Super Bowl. We talked Friday about, how we were going to take a look at these. And boy, I did look at them differently, I'm going to say. We're going to welcome in again Mark Vandegrift, who is president of Innis Majori, celebrating 50 years, I might add. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Pam. How are you today?
I'm doing well. It was a late night, but we're surviving. We're surviving.
Yeah, the morning came early today.
It did. And it was, the outcome, I think, that we all expected, I think.
Yeah, I think with the Taylor Swift impact, the world was rooting, the Swifties were rooting for Kansas City.
Rooting hard, and it all happened. Yeah, so there we go. All right, so let's talk about these. First of all, let me ask you, putting your ad man thoughts aside, what was your favorite commercial?
Believe it or not, the State Farm commercial was entertaining, and they really put the emphasis on neighbor. And that's really what State Farm's about. They're about being local in the community, so that's their position. And it was well executed. And then that payoff with Danny DeVito coming in to help him say the word correctly, that was fantastic.
It was. I liked it. And I give you guys credit. The creativity in your minds is awesome. It's awesome. Sometimes I look at these commercials and think, who comes up with this stuff?
There's people that don't think like you and me. That's for sure.
Right.
They're wired differently, but they're genius in a different way.
That's right. That's exactly right. And God bless them. I wish I could be that way sometimes, Okay. So as you sat at your watch party, you rank them. Tell us, how did you go through and kind of, rank them and just decide on who did what right?
Yeah, so part of it was creativity. We wanted to judge the ones that got your attention on a high scale. And then we also had what was the big idea. So what was the position or the differentiating idea that we walked away with so that you remember the commercial? And then finally, what was the connection on that? So like I just said with State Farm, you had the connection of neighbor, which is their position or their big idea, that connected with some really good creative with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. So the connection's made as well. And that would have given us a perfect score on our rating sheet.
Okay.
And then conversely, the ones you walk away with, there was Kawasaki.
Yeah.
Got a lot of laughs with the mullet.
Yeah.
But I applied that Super Bowl commercial test. 5 minutes later, I asked everyone, I said, hey, what was the mullet ad? No one could come up with the brand.
The Kawasaki brand.
Yeah, they forgot what it was.
Okay.
So that would be one where the creative was fun, but they didn't have a connection to it because party up front, business up front, party in the back. It just didn't connect to what the Kawasaki was.
Mm-hmm. Okay, gotcha. So let's just kind of take a look at the list. We'll start with the losers first,
okay?
Because the one that Billy and I liked is on your loser list, which was Duncan.
Yes, that just got it was a crowd collective, huh? After all that talent it was in there, the execution just felt a little awkward.
Yeah.
And so if you liked all those actors, you liked it. Tom Brady was in there. How many was he in?
Yeah.
And Ben Affleck and all of a really big cast, but it kind of fell flat for a few people in the room. And then the connection to the brand with the Dunk Kings, that was pretty well done. So that might have been a split decision by a lot of people.
Yeah.
We just didn't grade it high on the curve because of the big idea was missing a little bit.
I just loved her saying to him, we talked about this. that got me right there. I just loved it. I love that part of it. But I get what you're saying, though. I do get what you're saying. Okay, so what are some of the other? Bud Light. Okay, so that's...
Yeah, the Bud Light one was the Bud Light Genie.
Yeah.
And I think their big wish for Anheuser-Busch was to not talk about the last year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it just fell flat. What connection was there to the beer?
Yeah.
Not really much. Everyone, I guess, having a good time.
Yeah.
Most people know Post Malone's a huge supporter of Bud Light, so they brought him in, and you had a lot of other celebrities. But at the end of it, you walk away, what was the big idea there? That you get any wish you want. You don't even get 3 wishes. You can have unending wishes.
Yeah, right.
So it just fell flat.
Do I see the Clydesdales on here anywhere?
No, they fell in the middle. From the standpoint of bringing back the classic Clydesdales, they had the yellow lab at the end.
Yeah.
It was cute and fun, but didn't catch your attention. So the creativity side of it was a little flat, whereas they stuck to their tradition. So you can't really get too creative with Clydesdales. They did a pretty good job, though.
I thought it was hilarious that it was an emergency to get the beer to the bar.
To get to the beer in the bar. Everyone can make it to the bar, but the beer can't make it to the bar.
Yes, exactly. I thought that just kind of made me laugh when I saw that. But and I loved that the dog was there. So okay, so let's look at some of the winners. BMW.
Yeah. BMW, we talked about that Friday. Christopher Walken did a fabulous job. There's only one Christopher Walken. There's only one Ultimate Driving Machine. So that was the big takeaway. And they did a really great job dramatizing that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone tries to talk like him and no one can do it. And he gets so annoyed. And then at the end, they have the payoff with the one and only Ultimate Driving Machine.
Yeah. And then
so that was a great winner.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Elf went over really well. The ELF cosmetics with the suits. There were 3 actors from Suits. And the payoff that there is an affordable cosmetic line that's luxurious. So affordable, luxurious cosmetics versus the high-priced cosmetics that is the competition.
Judge Beauty, right?
Yes.
Judge Beauty was...
Judge Beauty came back. A lot of celebrity power there, too.
Yeah, that was good. It was good. Oreos. That was the twist.
Yeah, what more iconic thing do you have interacting with a snack than the twist and the way they connected it to decisions that you make in life and world history in this case?
Yeah.
The cavemen, should we stay with those guys or move on? Or the Trojan horse. So all of those were well done. I didn't get the Kris Jenner tie-in so much, but that wasn't too bad. That brought it into modern day.
Yeah, she had to make a decision. Let me twist on that. Yeah. So, and then the Reese's one.
Yeah, the Reese's introduced the new flavor with the caramel.
Oh,
and it started out, because they thought
they were going to get rid
change the old Reese's. Then they introduced the new flavor. Yes. Then they say they're only making a few. No. A few million. Yes. So
that's right.
That's the way that, as well as I can recreate a commercial on the radio.
And then, so some of the honorable mentions, what were you looking at there?
Some of those, the Doritos Dinamita, that was great cinematography. People really loved it. They just kind of forgot that they were introducing new flavors. It was a little mention at the very end. And when I asked people in the room, well, what were they advertising? Well, the Doritos Dinamita. Well, did you know they have new flavors coming out? Yeah. Oh, no, we missed that.
Yeah.
So they did real well until they fell flat on that at the end.
And I want to bring Billy in on this, too, because one of the things that they do on Super Bowl Sunday is run those movie trailers a lot, which you like, right, Billy?
Yeah, I was excited for the Deadpool trailer and Twisters, which is the new Twister movie. So it was fun to see those.
You weren't excited for Wicked?
Wicked. I was excited.
I'm not a personal fan, but I know people were excited.
I was, yeah. I was
there were people in the room that I was with. They got excited to see Ariana Grande in a movie and the movie itself. So
I get confused by those sometimes, the trailers. You know, like, oh, what commercial is this? Like, what's this for? You know, when I sit and stare at them, you know, I think, okay, what is that for? But then, and then it's a movie trailer. I'm like, oh, okay.
And CBS did so many promotions of their shows that you had to wait for a second to figure out, was it a movie trailer, was it a commercial, or was it a promo for one of their new series?
Overall, let's, before we ask you that question, we have to talk about this Kennedy for President ad.
Oh my.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't believe somebody spent $7 million on that ad.
That might have been one of the worst ads ever on the Super Bowl. Connecting back to the 60s, apparently, is something that in 2024 we're supposed to get excited about. It kind of...
Was he trying to play off his name?
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit. Tiny, weensy, huge bit.
Exactly. I thought, oh, what that was kind of rude, in my opinion. You know, but oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. But anyway, all right. So he spent $7 million on that. But in overall, how would you rank this year's Super Bowl? The commercials in general, it was.
I'd say average.
Yeah.
The nice thing I think for our watch party in particular is they avoided all the kind of cultural statements, the politics.
Mm-hmm.
The ads were okay, top to
safe,
bottom. They
kind
were
of.
very safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
There were only a few real big clunkers. Starry did not go over well. That was a big,
Mm-hmm.
That was a clunker. Mountain Dew, they had the Parks and Recs, a couple actors in that.
Oh, yeah.
But that fell flat. That was Microsoft Copilot. Do you really want AI to be doing everything for you? So that was one that,
Yeah, right.
you know, all these exciting creative things that we get to do as humans. Oh, Copilot's going to do that for you. So that didn't go over well. And I think I already mentioned the Kawasaki, but
Yeah.
there were just some that if those were the worst, it's not the worst
They
Super
weren't.
Bowl. We've had some really bad duds in the past.
Yeah.
And like you said, Kennedy, that ad was between
Yeah.
that and Starry, those are the two winning losers. If you
Winning-
can have winning losers.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you're right. I think it was a safe kind of. Not
Yeah, no
horrible.
social commentary.
Yeah,
that
just-
was safe, and it was a feel good year.
Yeah, and just like pretty average, I would say. Yeah. Well, thank you for navigating us through this, Mark. I appreciate it. This is wonderful stuff. And of course, I'll be seeing you throughout the year for Wishes Can Happen. And
Absolutely.
we always get together for that. And I appreciate you coming in.
Well, thank you for having me. It was great. Thank you.